can when it starts. Good evening, guys, and welcome for another, well, what can I say? 768 show today.
Oh, congratulations. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we got macwatt. Mal, I'll tell you what, I love your new song going to be coming out very soon in November.
New album is going to be, yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit slightly disappointed that it's taken so long to come out, but it's the album now doesn't belong to me anymore. It's the record labels, and so they've decided that's the date that they want, November 28th. There's going to be I think a 12 to 16 week long publicity promo campaign going along with that on both sides of the Atlantic. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping there'll be interesting things will come from it.
Brilliant. Let's start in the beginning because not many people will know you. Because really you're like an Americana, songwriter, really, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody about you.
Okay, so yeah, my name's Malcolm. I'm originally from Scotland. My dad's Scottish. My mum's everything. She's the League of Nations. My mum. I came down to London in 2010 to study guitar making, and then I kind of got back into music. I started recording music and putting it out in 2018. So I haven't been doing this that long. And then at the beginning of this year, I got myself a record deal and a publishing deal with an American label based in Santa Cruz called Need to Know Music. They've got some great people on the record label, and so I'm really proud to be a part of that.
Okay, and also you play in a band too, don't you?
Well, yeah, I've got a band. When I first came to London, I had a band. We called ourselves the Glass Mountains. The name sort of comes from a mixture of things. It's partly the London skyline, and it's also about social mobility. Everyone's heard of glass ceilings, and where people can't progress for whatever reason in their lives. And a glass mountain, I just thought it's something big and invisible that you had to try and climb over. Give me a second.
Yeah, and also what I didn't know about you until later on, because I only was given so much about you, that you were a journalist.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I was. So initially, I used to work offshore. Yeah, I worked on the oil rigs in Scotland. I used to do 3 weeks at sea and then 3 weeks at home. I used to get a helicopter out to work. And then it's a hard life it's okay if you're single, but for a married guy, it was. I've seen so many people on their second and third marriages because offshore life's hard on relationships. So when I got married, I decided I was going to give up the offshore work, and I retrained as a journalist. I worked for a newspaper very happily for 6 years. And then I moved down here.
Was that with the sun?
No, no. It was like a local newspaper called the Northern Scot, which is the sort of it's a weekly paper, and I covered everything. I did. I even went out. I even flew out with the RAF to the Gulf War back in the 90s. So I covered a lot of things. I did a lot of I tended to be the guy who did all the police stuff, and I did a lot. I covered the county courts and all that sort of stuff. So I think all of those, looking at all those different lives, looking at the guys of the looking at the lives of the guys offshore, looking at looking at the lives of people who I wrote about. It sort of gave me an interest in people, which I think really kind of helped my songwriting a lot.
Yeah, and since 2018, you've got 4 albums, 3 EPs to date.
Yeah, I've been busy. I'm a busy boy. Um, I write a lot of songs. It's the thing that I have to do it. It's not something I even think about. It's just something that I have to write songs. And so with the new album coming out, my record label kind of wanted me to slow down a little bit on the songwriting and not put out as much as I usually do. Um, so I mean, they've invested a lot of money in me. So I'm just going along with what they say. Although I have another project about to, we're about to put an album out probably in November or December as well. And I'm in a duet or a duo with a fantastic young country singer called Shannon Hines, who's Welsh. So
No
she's like
way.
a Valley girl. I'm a Highlander. So we've got this kind of, and we know each other through the London music scene.
Are you telling me that you're going to be singing with Shannon?
I am, I am. Yeah, Shannon and I we've written an album. We've nearly finished it. We've got,
Is it called the Broken?
yeah, it's called The
Yeah,
Broken Bairns,
yeah.
and the album's called The Broken Bairns as well. And it's like a self-titled album. I really enjoy working with Shannon. She's a lot younger than me. I mean, I'm as old as her parents, but we get each other. We kind of sort of, like I said, we knew each other from the London music scene, and so we kind of, yeah, we really get on, and it's it's lovely to work with somebody who's got a different approach to songwriting, and so we kind of both, yeah, we both work off each other, and it's been a really good relationship. I mean, I'm hoping this is something that might go on for a while.
Will there be any concerts that you were doing? Are they going to be lining up anything for you?
Well, I mean, I mean, I haven't done any of these live streams for a long time. In fact, probably the last one I did was probably with you, a good while back because I've got gigs coming up now. I've got gigs. I've been playing quite a lot. I had a great festival a couple of weekends ago. I'm back. I've got a gig in London this weekend, and I've got quite a lot of gigs coming up in September. For Shannon and I, yeah, we're looking at getting out and playing live. We'll probably do maybe a double gig where she plays, I play, and then we both play. So I think that's something I'm really looking forward to. It gives me a chance to play the banjo and the dobro. I don't know if you can see them. That's
Yeah,
these
because that's what I
instruments.
was going to go into because you're not just playing the guitar, you play the banjo.
Yeah, I play the dobro, I play the mandolin and the
Yeah.
fiddle. Uh, but when I'm playing on my own, I play the guitar. When I'm playing with a band, which isn't very often to be honest, especially at the moment because my kind of solo things kind of takes priority for me right now. But when I'm playing with a band, it's with an electric guitar, and I've got lots of electric guitars. And I really like. I love plugging into an amp and playing stuff. So that's what I do. I've got a project called macwatt and the Glass Mountains, which you can also find on Spotify, which is a different side of me. But right for the foreseeable future, it's going to be me and a guitar. Yeah, just playing acoustic gigs.
Brilliant. And would you be able to do a song for us now?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little song. I don't know if anyone's heard of an English folk singer. She's called Eliza Carthy. She's really well known. I mean, she comes from probably the best known family of folk musicians in Britain called the Carthys. And Eliza she sung this song with me on the album. Now Eliza's from the north of England. I think she's up in sort of North Yorkshire or somewhere. She's got a she's got an amazing voice. I mean, it's really strong, really powerful, and she's got a really strong dialect, really local angle, to the how she sings. She's got a strong accent, and I love all that sort of stuff. I'm not one of these guys. Even though I play Americana, I don't personally sing in an American accent. I tend to sing in my own accent. I mean, each to their own. But I couldn't put on an accent that's not mine.
You just carry on being yourself.
Yeah, I think so. So this song, it's called "The Miller's Daughter," and when I originally wrote it, I had it set in, like say New England somewhere or Maine or, I had it set on the East Coast of America. But then when Eliza sung it, she brought it right back to Britain. So I was really, really happy with that. I actually preferred the version that, I think her take on the song I thought was fantastic. So, and I suppose the history behind the song is back in the day, there was a time when women, they weren't really considered. They had no voice. Nobody really cared what they were called. You were the baker's daughter, you were the butcher's daughter, and in this case, she's the miller's daughter, and they were, women. It didn't matter who you were, whether you were rich or whether you were poor. You were usually auctioned off to the highest bidder. Women had no say in their marriages, who they loved. It didn't matter if they loved somebody. You just had to marry who your parents wanted you to marry. Usually to try and sort of give the family more money or more status or something. So in a way, I felt a bit sorry that I didn't give the miller's daughter a name, but I think at least with Eliza Carthy singing it, it gave her a voice. So this is the miller's daughter.
Thank you very much.
Hang on a second. I'm going to take my earphones out. I've got a little echo here, so I'm going to take it out. Well, I'm in love with the miller's daughter, but the miller said I could not court her. So we would climb where the gears would hide, words of love and her sweet sighs. My words of love and her sweet sighs. She was young but resolute, seed could spill but not bear fruit, for the miller had made his plans to wed his girl to a rich old man. That's just the way it was, and I could understand. But when the wind was up and the sails spin round, when the miller worked and the grist was ground, we'd be rolling round and round, just me and the miller's daughter. We carried on for a year this way, till finally came her wedding day. So we kissed our last goodbyes. She became another's wife. He was rich, but he was not kind. So every time when the wind was high, the miller had corn to grind. We'd be up where the gears would hide. Secret love and secret sighs. You see, our young love, it had never died. When the wind was up and the sails spin round, when the miller worked and the grist was ground, we'd be rolling round and round, just me and the miller's daughter. One fateful day we were discovered. The wind had made us careless lovers. The miller had climbed up into the gears. His rage and shame were crystal clear, and his shotgun warned me to get the hell out of here. So I hear news from time to time. She has a son, I suspect he's mine. Her husband's rich, but he's getting old. So I'll just wait until his body's cold. Then one fine windy day, I'll be going back home. When the wind was up and the sails spin round, when the miller worked and the grist was round, we'd be rolling round and around and around and around, just me and the miller's daughter, just me and the miller's daughter.
Brilliant. Very good. Very good.
Okay,
That was
put
a
my
really good song. Brilliant.
earphones in. So that was, yeah, that's Me and the Miller's Daughter. That's going to be, it's one of the songs on my new album. The album's called Settler, and it'll be out on November the 28th everywhere.
Okay. Why Settler now?
Okay, so Steve, is there any chance I can look at you when I can maybe see you when I'm talking? It just makes it easier for me.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay, no worries. Hey, I called it Settler because I think there's a lot of stories a lot of songs on the album are all about journeys.
Right.
And traveling and moving around. It's a theme that's very common in my songwriting. I write a lot about that sort of stuff. And I think, a lot of the songs maybe came around maybe during the Brexit debate and stuff like that. And, to my thinking, pretty much everyone who lives in Britain is a settler of some sort. The Romans came here, the French came here, the Vikings came here, the Irish came here. The Scots are, a mixture of Scottish, of original Scots and Irish. In fact, even if you go back long enough to the Ice Age, there wasn't anyone living in Britain. So people had to come here from somewhere. So I just kind of think, that in a way, we're all settlers. I mean, I've moved down from Scotland to London, I've I had a new life down here. For 10 years, over 10 years now. I'll be going back home to Scotland probably in a couple of years' time. So, and my family, they've moved all over the world. I've got family in Canada and Australia, and, literally they've kind of gone all over the place. So that's really where the name came from. I think we're all settlers. We're all immigrants. We're all immigrants.
Yeah, I've got a message here for you for Doug. Doug's saying, will you be doing Edinburgh Fringe this year?
No, you know what? I wish I was. It was just everything just came too late for me. Things were booked earlier, and I didn't even look at Scotland, to be honest. Scotland's been in probably more of a tighter lockdown than we have been in England, but definitely, I mean, I've got big plans to do a lot of gigs next year, and Scotland is definitely going to be on the cards. I'm actually up in Scotland next week. I might do a couple of little gigs, but it'll be in my hometown. I'm also going to be doing some recording with some musicians who I know from up there, and that's going to be for my next album. But I'm not up in I'm not up in my hometown very much, so it's a chance to record with some people when I'm up. Thanks, Doug, for that question. Cheers.
Yeah, he just wanted to find out if you were going to Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah, no, I wish I was. I mean, I love the Fringe and I love Edinburgh, so. But hopefully. Yeah, I mean, we're nearly. I suppose we're heading towards the end of this year, so I'm definitely hoping. Next year Scotland is going to be one of my priorities for gigs.
Yeah. Where can people catch you now then, if they want to come and watch you?
So mostly it's going to be it's in London. I do have some gigs actually coming up, but they're not until November. When I'm outside of London, I can't remember exactly where I am. It's somewhere up near Coventry, somewhere I think.
Guys, I will stick I'll stick Mel's website on our page, and you can.
Thank you. I mean, I do have a page on my website where as my gigs start coming up, I'll list them. So it's something that I'm actually gonna have to go and do that because I've got quite a few sitting in my diary now. So I definitely need to get them uploaded.
What's it like to be signed finally by for a record deal? What's it like?
It's extremely. I think what it's more than anything, it's confidence inspiring. You're always, I think, especially as a solo artist, you're always a little bit unsure about, are you doing the right thing? Are you in the right direction? Are you, it's you're always second guessing yourself and questioning what you do, and so to have a respected record label actually give me money and sign me up and want to work with me and go to a lot of time, a lot of expense, and a lot of effort to promote me. It's fantastic. I mean, it's, as I said, it's more about it. It just gives me confidence in that what I'm doing has some value.
And Luke wants to know, what's the money like?
The money's terrible. I mean, being signed has been brilliant in the sense that the advance that I got will cover all of my recording costs for the next year anyway, because normally, I mean, it costs me money to record. I mean, it does cost a lot of money to to get studio time, and to record, so I think not having to pay this year to record is that's a real bonus.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a case of I'm really lucky in the sense that my wife's got a good job and she believes in what I do, so she's happy to kind of because I've really taken a couple of years off work um, to concentrate on music, for a little while, and you know what, if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, well, I'm no, I'd be no worse off than I was before I got signed. So,
Well,
yeah,
we hope it does because you're a fabulous singer and you're a fabulous
no.
person. We love you on here every day,
Thank you.
honestly.
I mean, I appreciate that. I think it's yeah. I mean, I've got obviously I have I've got little dreams that I would like. I know for a fact that the label's working hard to get me some gigs in the UK and also in the States. Basically, it'll be support slots with with artists who are a lot better known than me. So
Yeah,
that's probably my best chance to spread my spread the name, spread my songs a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
ultimately, what I would really like to do is to write songs for other people. But on this album, a first step is having other people sing your songs, and I think that's probably the thing I'm most proud of with this album.
You know what? I'd love to be at one of your concerts, and everybody's singing your songs. You're on stage, and everybody's be singing your songs back. You know what I mean?
That's the dream, isn't it? I mean, I'd love that. That would be amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a case of working away. Just keep on playing. Every gig I play, I grow a little bit. It's I put a lot of effort into my gigs, so I
Yeah,
try to be as professional and as give a good show as I can. And I mean, I've had it tends to be I get a lot of compliments when I'm playing live,
yeah.
which is nice. It's I think you know it's nice to be recognised when you come off stage and people say that was a great set. Enjoyed those songs. Um, that's what makes it sort of
Yeah.
worthwhile, really.
You should come down the southwest, and then I can come and watch you then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd love to. I mean, as I said, I think next year I'm just. I even bought myself a little PA system of my own, just so I could make sure that I can get I can just jump in the car, drive somewhere, play a gig, and come home. I mean, I know I know people end up making great careers for themselves and they don't ever they hardly ever play live, and maybe it's fine for them just getting discovered on the internet. For me, I think it'll be it'll just be that usual route of just having to go out and play your songs and sell
Yeah.
your albums and sell yourself. And and I like doing that anyway. Like I love meeting people. When I'm playing, and I like talking to folk, and I love it especially when people say, that song you played, that reminds me of somebody, or I really related to that story. So yeah,
Well, that's what you're about, isn't it?
yeah.
That's what you're about, and that's what your music is all about.
Hmm.
And wish you all the best of luck.
Thank
And
you.
and whatever you do, you do it professional, you do it the right way, and I think you deserve all the success you get.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, certainly I've worked really hard for for what I've got. So that's my dog coming through to say hello. Yeah, that's
That's
his
all right, don't worry.
that's his paws clattering down the floor. But yeah, it's the I mean, I've worked really hard. I mean, I'm always working. I never stop. Uh,
I know.
and I think that's just, and I think in many ways that's yeah, that's paid off. It's that sort of stuff that gets you recognised. It's those sort of things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that help
Can
other
you
people.
sing us a last song before we go?
I haven't got anything planned, but okay, I shall. Yes, right. Uh,
Is that all
I'm gonna.
right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll do one. Right. Let's see. Let's hope I don't forget the words. This song is called "Trespass." Uh, it's kind of about. I suppose it's about the privatized. I don't believe that a few people should be able to own all the land in Britain.
It's everybody's, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for all. And over the years, the land's been stolen. Really, I mean, there used to be land that was always set aside for the common people, and various people have taken that land, and they've made vast fortunes out of it. I get really upset when that half of Scotland's owned by just a handful of people, and and so in the my dad was always a big believer in he would just go where he wanted to go, and walk where he wanted to walk, and and he would dare anyone to tell him not to. So I definitely inherited a little bit of his kind of just maybe a little bit of revolution in me. So this song is called Settler.
Okay.
I'll take off this. I'm up before the sun. Don't answer to anyone. With a good dog by my side. The game is on. We steal out into the wild. You say you own this land. Your fence gives you the right to bar and band. Well, your signs offend my eyes. Your bill of sale is only paper I don't recognize. So give me a lurcher and the dark of night. Just give me the woods and a moonlit wheel. Give me a river where the sun bites. And I will give you trespass through forest and field. Gamekeepers kill the mountain hare and every bird of prey that they see in the air. With poison, trap, and gun, at war with nature, so rich men boast and have their fun. So give me a lurcher and the dark of night. Give me the woods and a moonlit wheel. Give me a river where the sun bites. And I will give you trespass through forest and field. There was a dairy in this town. Butchers and bakers, now they're all closed down. Now supermarket forces rule. Shrink wrapped and sanitized, but the car park's always full.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Brilliant.
Okay, thank you very much, folks. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you so much, Mel. Thank
No,
you.
not at all. It's a pleasure.
Don't forget to go on to Mel's website, guys, and don't forget it's down the bottom. You know about when his his album's out. Make sure you get it. And where will people be able to get your album to?
Well, they can get. I think they'll be able to get it certainly on Bandcamp. It'll be in some record stores. I'm not sure which yet. And or if they're on the website, they can get it directly from me. It'll be a tenner. It's slightly more expensive than my usual ones, but then I've got a lot of guest artists on it, so it's yeah.
Yeah, I'll want one. I'll give you a tenner for one, and
Appreciate that. That'd be brilliant.
as long as you sign it, because I want to.
Oh yeah,
on
okay.
eBay later on. Thanks, Mel, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
No, thank you very much. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.